It is now time to get into the action. Are you ready? Let's make some noise here in St. Louis because it's Pit, capture the flag, TOX, denial, and we're on board with the fresh face. We got Shele.
Shele meeting zero resistance towards that custom. And I don't know what the plan was there. It seems like TOX must have more so prioritized just pushing straight through green, getting rockets, and getting this first flagpole. So that's an interesting start from TOX, just saying, guess what? We are going to let them have overshield. Instead, we're going to use our numbers advantage and go through green and hallway.
Yeah, and I don't think you saw there, but they ended up just destroying everyone out of the gate. That ended up forcing Shele to not really play like the way he would when you get that overshield. Flag's now going to be on their side of the map. TOX have an opportunity here, but Lethul has the snipe, and straight sick. He's going to be there for the pickup. Squad member, though, Snakebite, responds in turn, and then commonly will take him out with the rockets. He has, or I think I saw a rocket there, but
he had rockets.
Okay, so he had rockets, and he also has a snipe inside of their shoddy, so this is going to be really dangerous. Nice shot there as APG came around the corner, got caught.
So what looked like a really good start there from TOX and a uniquely strategic play where, like I said, giving up that overshield and instead opting just to go straight for rockets and just pushing straight through hallway. It seemed to pay off right off the bat, but that flag getting stopped over on their side and eventually the eventual push from Denial, it started to look like Denial's in control. But
I think they're
just going to oscillate back and forth with control between these two teams.
They needed that overshield player. Whoever won that fight for the Rockets, I think they needed that player to just delete the overshield immediately, and that didn't happen. You ended up having a player who had full shields, not the overshield, but full shields, challenged a player who had flag that was one shot down long haul. But now, though, Snakebite and the boys of TOX, they just got to clear out their base, and they do just that. Commonly gets taken out. And look, also, another thing I do want to comment on is yesterday's game in CTF with Denial, straight sick. He made a crazy runway flag cap just around the world he went. And like, you never know what you're going to get from this Denial team. They'll throw new things at you, but it seems like TOX, they're prepared for it.
Yeah, TOX are just doing so well. It looks like Commonly somehow able to sneak in there and get that overshield. What I was going to say was TOX were perfectly set up for that too. They rotated their sniper on over towards the overshield side of the map. They already had two players on bridge and under at runway, but Commonly somehow slipping in through and getting that kill and the power-up.
So they're going to wait for this next round of respawns to come in and then start to slay them out again. TOX need to respond because they're going to be players lingering by their snipe tower.
Wow.
Commonly, beautiful shot. I mean, this guy, he is simply not missing. He will have no shields, though, and needs to just slow down. Got to rely on your teammates here to pick up the slack and get those kills. APG, great trade out as well. Killing spree for Commonly, and they just want to start moving this flag forward. We have two players pinned in the back now.
Yeah, it's going to be a little too late to move this. Now they're going to have to get some slays over near the Needler pit, and Snakebite has that rocket, so that's going to be tough to move that flag on over. That one's dead in the water, and that's going to be a flag recovery here for TOX.
But everything about that push, though, was so sweet, right? Like the way that Commonly played around that, relying on his teammate, trading out. It's timing. It's a timing thing in Halo 3, and if you don't have that down, you just need to reset. Yeah, and teams sometimes don't realize that they need to reset. They keep pushing their advantages and then it ends up biting them.
Yeah, but it seems like sometimes it's paying off for this Denial squad right there. That player even just jumping out and challenging, I believe, zero shields from Denial. Looks like Aries is going to be able to move this one on over towards Needler pit, but this seems to be the consistent stop that TOX have. Every single time they get that flag over through to BR side, it seems like TOX already has control of either the Needler pit or their green.
And the BR side's difficult because you're just going to get pelted with grenades the second you go inside of there. And they have players by that second BR just focusing down on it the second someone tries to make a pull. Great shot by Lethul, shutting down Commonly, and they want to start making moves here on the Denial side.
Yeah, and any situation on pit, if you're going to run the flag through plat or through that first BR, you need to have control of your side green/hallway. If the opposing team has any player over in Needler pit or green/hallway, that flag's kind of dead in the water. They just have too many angles where they can slip in back through their own flag, or they can just take you head on in that area.
Well, this one certainly isn't dead in the water, but Dave, because that's a cap. #1 on the board for TOX, courtesy of Snakebite. He has some great protection. Now they just got to clear out the members of Denial that are starting to push their base, see if they can force a counter here. They managed to take out Aries. Straight stick goes down. Those are 2 players down, and now they can start moving past that 50-yard line.
One thing I also love there, where Snakebite was back down in Mauler, and you saw him tilt his head. I was watching his player cam. He looked over his teammate's screen to see if any grenades were being tossed his way. That way he knew if a grenade was being tossed towards the BR side, he could duck back in towards Mauler. Or if a grenade was being tossed directly towards Mauler, he would duck out and over towards BR side. Those are just those small little changes, and they're not changes, I guess, those small little details that these players are going to look for when they're screen watching their teammates.
Yeah, screen watching is so important. I actually think
a little
APG
boost right there for APG. It was on his
APG
teammate's
was
head.
riding the wave there, man. That was pretty awesome. You love to see that one. Commonly's low, and three players of TOX right in front. A double kill now. They're going to look to pull this flag.
Look at the difference from the times where TOX is pulling the flag versus the times Denial is pulling the flag. TOX, every time they pulled the flag, they've had complete control of their Needler side, the Needler side and the green/hallway side. Whereas Denial, two times they've had to resort towards putting the flag over towards Mauler because they've already had resistance over at green and hallway.
Oh, that's a double. Go for it. Get the trip skis. Oh, okay. It's all right, though. It's all right. You know, teamwork makes the dream work, right? And that's going to be a nice double here for Eco. Trying to get the follow-up. Trying to see if he can take him out. TJ grabs the flag. Player's going to be pinned inside of the shoddy. And Commonly flies right out, though. Lethul with that pickup immediately.
Yeah, even though Lethul got that pickup, though, look at this distraction that this did to the flag. That one player essentially stopped 3 different members of TOX from comfortably moving that flag across the map. And during this entire time, too, Denial somehow slipped over all the way to the TOX base and are pulling a counter cap.
Yeah, but I'm a little fearful of that, though, because that's the only player that's going to be there. And APG now, he's hanging around, getting the spawns on the court side. Shele, he's going to get tagged with 2 shots immediately. It's just more like pulling activity this way.
Yep. So I don't disagree with that play from Denial, though, where they had Commonly distracting. They sent their other players over towards Needler pit side so that they could contest that flag, and they also diverted TOX's attention by getting that counter pull. So there's just way too much going on there, and as you notice, TOX are most comfortable when they're all pushing together like that, when they're making a concerted effort towards getting control of an area and pulling that flag together. So maybe one of the better ways to deal with this TOX aggression when they're on your side is to slip over to the other side. But end of the day, though, you still just need to get some of those kills like Commonly did.
You gotta pull someone away from it, right? And don't allow TOX to have the full power of that roster at play. But now, though, Denial, they're going to be all over the TOX base here. 2 players inside of the flag, 2 players down for Denial. That's a double kill. And Shele manages to take out that sniper player and gets a double of his own now. And Shele answers right back. So they lose 2 players, but Shele's still lingering around this base.
Yeah, they lose 2 players.
Oh
my God!
What?
That was nasty. I was just going to say, the saving grace for TOX is they had still control of their Mauler/Needler side. This is one of the first times we've actually seen Denial have control of the flag and control of, like, green/hallway. I think that was a massive mistake, though, for Shele to revert back and not run that flag immediately. We're going to have to see if TOX are now in position to stop this flag before it gets all the way through hallway.
He just ate a shot, but that play from Shele might have been the difference maker for them. The flag is moving. It's going to be on their side of the map. That could be number 1 for Denial, and they're not out of this game yet. Denial still very much in it, Dave.
No, that small hesitation, like I said, I saw from Shele earlier, I thought could have been their demise and maybe a stop towards that cap, but it looks like he knew his safety and pushed that flag all the way through. So obviously Denial showing that they are not out of this just yet, and in fact still have control of control and some pressure over at the TOX side of the map.
Well, we are going to be trying to see who we're on board with. We're on board with Eco, who gets the double. And just an FYI, you know, we had a little bit of an issue with the player cams. We're just going to continue to call it. We'll let you know who we're on board with as well. But this is going to be Eco presently. He has that sniper rifle by their tower. And I think just that play was, like, it's crazy how, like, one moment, nice double from a couple players that were very weak. Oh, the triple as Commonly goes out of long haul and pays for it with his life. Now TOX can start pushing forward.
Yeah, I really like that defensive position there, too, from Eco. Generally on pit, if you are uncertain if your team has control, or especially if your team doesn't have control, you've lost a couple members, you have 2 main options. One is sit back on your snipe turret, especially if you have snipe, because you're in such a powerful position, and they have to go so far out of their way to deal with you and to take you out. The second one is just to try to hunker down and hold down like Mauler/Needler side of your map.
Three
Those
players
are
were
the two main
down.
spots that you're going to take.
3 players were down for TOX, and that prompted Denial to start pushing and making a flag pull, and they can get it past this long haul. Commonly's going to get away with it. APG's going to be on the other side of the map. Can anyone be there to stop him? Commonly, he's half shields. He gets inside, and that's going to tie the game up. 2-2. Denial answer right back.
And that's incredibly surprising, too. Just prior to that is where we saw that Eco triple kill. It felt like TOX, if anything, should have been on the offensive. They should have had more control on the map following up those slays.
But it was as soon as those 3 players from TOX went down that Denial smelled blood, and they pounced on them like the wolves they are. And it paid off brilliantly for them. Now it's just one cap that's going to decide who takes game number 1 in this epic winner bracket final matchup. And I'm loving every minute of it, Dave.
Yes, this is such a great matchup so far. And I cannot wait to see how all
this
these
is game 1.
play out.
I don't even know what we're going to get. Like, it's too much. This is excellent Halo that we're seeing. Denial being able to just pull themselves up from their bootstraps and get to work. Getting those 2 caps in, huge plays from them. Even with the hero plays that TOX are making, it's still insane that Denial, they are not giving up. They're proving why they belong in this position.
Yes, they are. Snakebite pushing on over towards training, and I like this flank. He's going to try to get over towards that snipe hut. In fact, realizing the snipe's not up, and now is going to go for this flag. If his teammates are able to acquire these kills over on green/hallway side, he's going to pull this immediately, but it seems like instead he's just going to try to distract and help his teammates get these slays.
APG's got to push up that long haul if at all, and he is going to have a teammate there. Snakebite, APG working together. Snakebite just trying to stay alive as that guy's going to linger around the shotgun. And Snakebite, along with APG's help, oh, he saw it, he called it out. Now those spawns are going to start coming on the other side of the map here.
Look at this focus, too, from Snakebite. He's not prematurely going for this flag. He realizes that green/hallway side is still under attack from Denial, so he is not going to pull that flag preemptively. Whereas, like we talked about before, the 2 early flag pulls from Denial, they pulled that before that side's secured, and you saw how it failed time and time again.
Man, this has been such a great game here. As we have a few more minutes left, and at this point, it's going to be that one cap decides it all. We're going to go into that overtime if no one is captured just yet. Wouldn't be shocked if that ends up being the case. Aries is going to be right below their platform now, and Eco, the callouts have been made. Weak player as well. Easy cleanup for Snakebite. And now they just got to rally the troops here. Commonly with an overshield. This is going to be very interesting as he makes his way around to their snipe tower. He's looking to make a play.
I like this. He's just getting his teammates some knowledge. I'm actually even a little surprised they laid down those shots at that moment. Maybe he just wasn't out. Yeah, I think as soon as he saw Snakebite shooting, he realized he had to get involved. But I think as we saw prior to that, he was not going to shoot. He was going to use he was going to be a bit more secret, going to sneak around there, and somehow takes 2 melees there from Eco. I think he expected him to go down a little bit earlier. That kill would have been huge because Commonly could have stayed alive there, and the members of TOX would not have spawned on Mauler's side of the map.
Shele needs to stay alive, but he's going to go down. He did take out one with the rockets, but it doesn't really amount to all that much. Eco, just as we go over to his screen, gets a headshot on Commonly, who came off spawn after that overshield play. And now they start to push on forward here, but Shele immediately cleans up that player in the long haul. And it really is just a battle for control. It's insane, really, that it's gotten down to this point, because at the beginning, it just felt like TOX, they were hitting everything was working out for them, and then Denial just woke up, and now we're at this stalemate, and it's been so impressive to see Denial just take it to TOX like this in game 1.
Yeah, and I really like this play here from Aries. He's just continually putting some pressure over on the TOX side of the map. He doesn't want to let them get control of that weapon. In fact, he's going to escort Straight Stick over towards the enemy turret. This is going to allow them to have so much control on the TOX side of the map if they stay alive here. But Straight Stick gets taken down. There's still a silver lining, though, because this now means that there aren't players from TOX over on Needler/Smaller side.
He has to stay alive. He has a sniper, but it doesn't hit anything there.
I think he hit the grenade there or something. That was just weird.
That was like the instas that you just really, really want to see, Dave. You know, the bullet, that's the next level stuff, right? Oh, Eco with the Mauler. Oh, and he gets the double. Eco stays alive. Big play there. Gets the sniper rifle as well. It looked like he was going to be dead to rights there. Player was right behind him. Could have hit him with a back whack, but instead Eco manages to live.
Yeah, Eco just pulling off some ridiculous plays and slays today. He's always kind of those players that flies under the radar, especially when he's playing with this last Splice roster. I mean, it's kind of tough to shine when you have players like Shotzi and Renegade and stuff running around there, but at the same time, in his own right, Eco is such a strong player. Not just his communication and his teamwork and all that. He's also just a very individually skilled player and can pull off flashy plays when he needs to.
I had a great talk with Snakebite about the value that Eco brings to this team, and he was saying that, you know, they just really liked his attitude about the game. He constantly wants to learn. He constantly wants to just take it all in, right? And it's clear that this is exactly what is going on Snakebite, by the way. As I'm talking about him, he does such a great job.
That was just a brilliant play from both sides of it. One, Snakebite realizing he had to back away towards his side because he had to save the snipe ammo and could not really do much damage over on the denial side of the map at that moment without any backup. And then secondly, all the members of denial realized that, hey, this guy is in trouble. Let's just try to choke him out and throw some grenades at his retreat.
Both players reading the play very well. He has 4 shots left in that sniper, and he's just going to have to dial it back now. And looking over here, you actually have 2 snipers, by the way, and this is why things have slowed down, because Shele and Straight Sick both have snipers right now, and they have rockets. They have a ton of utility on the map currently.
Yes, they do. So does that mean there was 3 snipes on the map for a moment? Yeah, there's actually 3 snipes currently active then. So we're going to have to see what happens with the last few bullets here. But I can't imagine really TOX trying to make a massive push at the time when they are kind of down in power weapons and position at the moment.
It's wild that they know this and they adjust their plan because of it. Recognizing what the opponent has, and then commonly now with the snipe, with the overshield, once again, denial. They've been doing such a brilliant job of just, and credit to their coach as well, they've been doing so well of just controlling all of those powers, which is the thing that we said that they did so well against Status Quo. Clearly, that wasn't a fluke. They just, this is what they do.
Carrying over from game to game and match to match here for this denial squad. Now, I'm interested to see why Commonly is so passive with this one. Like, it felt like he had some uncertainty if there was a member of TOX over at his base, because you saw in a couple of different instances, he had kind of double-checked, looked over towards Needler, looked over towards Mauler and such. But yeah, it was a bit surprising seeing him push all the way back towards his back flag area. Like, in most cases, I would say, if he knew his base was entirely safe, he'd probably just even sit in, like, the flag boxes or something along those lines.
Snakebite out of the long haul ended up getting that beautiful headshot there. Gets another one on Shele at that moment. That's a killing frenzy for Snakebite. Come on, man. What can this guy? He's so good. He's so good at Halo. I want to be him when I grow up.
He is, yeah, he's an incredibly good player, obviously incredibly talented. Also, just it's a bit surprising, though, that with the killing frenzy, they've just been only holding off denial throughout that time. I think that's a lot of credit to denial and the fact that, hey, Snakebite's on a killing frenzy, and TOX has not been close to capping a flag within these last couple minutes.
But then on the flip side of that, denial had 2 snipers, rockets, and overshield, and they couldn't push. They couldn't get past the 50-yard line.
Yeah, because of this
killing frenzy. Just taking people's faces off.
Yep.
Like these 2 teams, it's a game of chicken at this point. Whoever's going to make that turn first, and clearly everyone, they're just heading at each other straight on. I love this. So good. 11:31 on the clock. Final cap wins, all tied up. Snakebite. Now this could be it.
This is like one of the first OSs we're really seeing in the hands of TOX. They're also in strong positions, too. I believe I saw a couple members over towards Green Hall. Nope, it looks like they are going to make this Green Hall push, though. Most of the times, you are seeing these teams wanting to push through Green Hall because that's where you eventually want to run the flag anyways. In many cases, if you push through, let's say you make a successful push from training and bridge, if you get a couple kills on that side and you get control of, like, courtyard/turret side, you still have to push through now again and kill them over on, like, their Needler/Mauler side. So it's kind of like getting 2 rounds of Slays. So it's like, why not just skip the first round of Slays? Just go straight through and go for the Mauler/Needler kills.
Eco's going to fall there. They've attempted to pull that flag, but it didn't really come with anything. Now they're going to try again. APG with another sniper. Lots of bullets in the clip. Let's see if he could take it and make good use of it. You have Snakebite playing around inside of the base. Snakebite gets the beat down on Shele, but will get cleaned out by Commonly. Nice snipe there onto Aries. They have to take out commonly and keep Snakebite alive, and they do it. So now they're going to start making
they're
this
in really
pull.
good shape.
This
really
is
good shape here.
Great position for them to be in now.
Yep, Denali going to be spawning courtyard, and they are going to have to desperately push across the map. They have to go from bridge/training, and that's exactly the cutoff that TOX or Eco's going to try to cut off there. So they're in really good shape. I really don't know how Denali can stop this one unless someone just pulls off a miraculous grenade.
Nope, they have it. They got the flag, and that is going to do it. GG TOX, after a very difficult capture the flag game on Pit, will come out on top 3-2. But what a way to start things off here.
Yeah, these teams neck and neck too. I'm still just blown away by that Snakebite killing frenzy, and that was just to hold off the Denali pushes.
Just a defensive killing frenzy. Yeah, you
don't see him too often.
You really don't, Dave. You really don't, bud. But that was such a game. Snakebite, 36 kills, 13 assists, 20 deaths. He had a standout performance there. Eco as well. He had some amazing moments. A triple kill that ended up leading to a denial cap. That just doesn't make sense. But that just shows how close these two teams have been in Pit. But it's going to be TOX that comes out on top, 3-2 at the end there. We have a great crowd of people watching some quality Halo. This is what we all live for here, folks. It's a great day. Look at these. No, Dab is dead. I've established this a million times. Get that man out of here. No, get him out. They can't do the double. Can't hit him with the double Dab. I'm not a fan of that, but it's okay. Hey, someone boo me? How dare you, sir? Okay, people boo me all the time, so I accept it.
I'm cool with that, though.
Dave,
that part's all right.
That one hurt. All right, well, let's look at the replays, courtesy of Skill Shot here, because there were some amazing moments. Okay, let's talk about this. Denial, their power-up control throughout the entirety of the game. So impressive, keeping that out of TOX.
Yeah, but also not entirely surprising based on it felt like TOX's start. It felt like TOX didn't even prioritize Overshield early on.
True.
Early strategy I know I had with like the old Instinct roster was we just kind of felt like Overshield, yeah, it's good. You want to have that power up, but we also felt like green/hallway was so much more important on the map that we felt we couldn't effectively grab Overshield and control green/hall at the same time. And in many cases, we felt like we were able to push through green and hallway while giving up an Overshield, and then we would be able to deal with that Overshield player a little bit later.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, but also at a thought process, right? Everyone kind of has an idea, beautiful triple kill, by the way, but everyone has an idea of when that Overshield is going to get grabbed in the beginning. So because the coach is always trying to keep track of Overshields. But at the beginning of the game, you can safely assume that it's going to be captured around, like a few seconds in, right? So there's no mind game that you really need to play in the beginning. So you give up the Overshield, the extra shields, but you get the numbers.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you generally know at least that very first one, and then almost throughout the game too. Even if you lose track of it at some point, you can just do a ballpark figure. At some point, you start, you see an Overshield guy come over towards your courtyard or come through runway. All right, that was probably grabbed about 10 seconds previously because there's no reason that the player is going to grab Overshield, sit there for 5 or 10 seconds, and then run on up. A lot of times people are going to try to get the fullest use of that power up.
You can always make those assumptions and hopefully
get a ballpark.
Get a ballpark. Hopefully it works out for you. Well, let's take a look at the series layout now. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is the winner bracket finals between TOX and Denial. Denial have been magnificent throughout St. Louis, but TOX picking up right where they left off, coming off of Halo 5, being a dominant team there. They're showing their dominance right now. The scoreline, though, 3-2. TOX getting that victory, and it was a nail-biter. Close matchup, a killing frenzy from TOX's Snakebite, and even then, you didn't get a flagpole. You didn't get a capture out of that. It was a defensive, as we were calling it, killing frenzy. Crazy stuff, amazing plays. Definitely one that you want to go back and watch in the VODs. Now we're going to be going to Construct Slayer for game number 2. It seems like everyone in the crowd is excited. They're enjoying some great Halo here. We also have the loudest man in the house, Blackbeard. the cheerleader for Denial. He's been awesome all weekend long. You gotta love it, right? You gotta like when you have those people just going crazy out there. I dig it, man.
It always helps, yeah. You always like to hear the crowd on your side, and you know sometimes one person constitutes the whole crowd.
Yeah, no, Blackbeard is that guy, man, and I love hearing it. But let's go into the game and start things off with Snakebite, who gets a double right away.
Looks like he's still going to deal with a couple members here. Right off the bat, though, Snakebite dealing with 3 force of the Denial squad.
He's putting shots everywhere, man.
Surprising he didn't go for that snipe, but my guess is instead he's prioritizing top control. He realizes that he can get control of sword area or get control of lobby, and at any point later, they can just drop down. But if you end up going down first and the other team has full top control, you can only do so much with that. I mean, it's just it's such a Herculean task, like you said before, to try to take top control from bottom, even when you have some weapons.
Well, they have bodies up top, and the most important one was Eco with those rockets, because that's an instant deletion of anyone who tries to push up. Now they could start to play this game out slowly. They could look for anyone that wants to get a little too ambitious, but for Denial, Shele's going to be your man to watch. He has a sniper. He could be the playmaker here. Let's see if he does it.
He's a playmaker, but I mean, some of these are going to be tough to get angles on.
Difficult. Not that one.
No.
Not that one.
But that was a really good step there. I'm actually, I really like that play. It felt like a good play there from Denial would be, hey, snipe towards their sword legs, and you can send someone up sword legs if they're not watching, and if they do peek, Shele's got your back.
Very well done there from Shele. Still, though, Snakebite does come off of the respawn, and he will be back with his teammates, so they weren't really able to build anything off of that. And Shele, once again, is just trying to obtain these angles. But look at Snakebite now. Snakebite and APG, they're going to be on the move. APG gets a kill on Straight Stick, and then Snakebite cleans out Shele, and that is going to just wipe them out here down low. They just charged them.
Yeah, that's an odd series of events. All these players just vying for bottom control. Maybe there's a new meta here in Halo 3 that for Construct that's changed over the last 10 years that I'm unaware of. But
well, they knew they needed to go for that camo.
Yeah, I know they needed to go for the camo, but it's just so odd to see like 15 to 20 seconds prior to that, so many players down there battling for bottom center and just a brawl down there. In many cases, like you'd see players kind of start to set up, level 2 bottom center where they can peek through the holes and, eventually poke and prod through there, but they just went straight in.
Well, now commonly, he's creeping up. He's going to be here. I think he may have seen a player.
I'm pretty sure he saw rockets. That's why he's a bit cautious.
Oh, and he got sniffed out as soon as he jumped up. But Aries follows up, takes out Eco. Another player in the corner now, but Commonly's going to be by himself. He has Sniper, and if he dies here with Sniper, that could be really bad.
Almost got instant. In fact, he did take some damage from that insta over at Rockets 1.
That's 3 down.
Relatively ineffective camo. Not anything wrong. I felt like anything too wrong with the decision making there. I think the routes were fine. I think it was fine to go to Rockets 1 and go through the front glass side. I think it was just honestly a bit unfortunate too that he got lit up so quickly when he jumped up towards that front side of the lobby. You usually expect to not be sniffed out that quick, especially from that player who's just sitting there in lobby. So yeah, that's a bit surprising, but like I said, overall ineffective camo.
They have all the weapons. They have the snipe in the hands of APG. They have rockets for Lethul. And when he needs to just get out, well, he's gonna die there from Aries, and I think he used 2 rockets there. Yes, he did use 2 rockets, so Straight Stick's got to put these rockets to use. They're down by 10. Things are not looking good here for Denial, but they have top control, and they got to start. They're going to need to set up for that camo that's going to be coming up in a little bit as well, Dave.
Yeah. Obviously, most teams here at certain points are going to contest it. It's just a matter of how many people they're sending down. Some teams like to send down a lot of players and try to acquire it themselves. A lot of times, though, I would say what usually, or at least used to always happen back in the day when this camo was coming up, is teams just try to contest it and at least get that sort of burn on it, whether they send someone down to jump in at it or they try to just pick off that player who just instantly grabbed that camo. Camo obviously is very strong for helping getting a player up top and getting control top again. However, it's not really like this guaranteed sort of thing. You can still sometimes comfortably set up across top and you just watch the couple main spots. I mean, they're either going to come with sword legs or they're coming up open ramp.
There's only so many places that you can move with the camouflage. There's only so many places that the entirety of the team can move. That's what makes Construct such a difficult map to try and get out from. And okay, I actually do like that jump as well, because when you hear that sound, you're timing it a little bit differently, right?
Yeah, time a little bit differently, and then that's just you get up there a little bit quicker. It also works, especially too, when you don't have someone who doesn't have camo. Like that way, you aren't just like you said, that same duck. Someone can't react to that call out just as quickly. They're already gonna be up 3/4 up the way of the lift or halfway up the lift compared to the very bottom of it.
Well, now they're starting to attempt this comeback here, but every single time they gain some ground, TOX, they just get a few more kills in the kill feed, and it is 39-30, and Eco has a sniper, back sword, he is hanging out, they're still holding this top, and they're gonna just get pot shots, make these players weak every time they try and push up.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how much damage Comley was actually able to lay on Eco there from that great distance. A lot of times it's just so difficult to do cross-map fire here in Halo 3. Sometimes the BR's effective range is nowhere near the same as we've seen some of the hammers in some of the other Halo games.
Sometimes the battle rifle is not your friend, and then other times it really just wants to hang out with you for a good Tuesday night, you know? That's just the nature of the beast. Snakebite now, though. Going to be able to take that player with a body shot, follow it up. That's another kill there, and Snakebite, he's been playing so well. 3 kills left for TOX here, and they will end this game.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to get this camo. Unfortunately, met with some resistance down there. So despite Comley having the sniper camo combo, it's going to be really tough. I mean, their backs are against the wall right now. Looks like they still have top control, though, so that's a bit of a saving grace, but they really have no room for error, and that's 49, make that 50.
Comley couldn't even do anything with the camo and sniper before he got up top. TOX, they're going to win 50-37, and they're going to go up 2 here in the winner bracket final.
So not looking good here for Denial here in at least the Swear Bracket Finals. I mean, despite having really close back-and-forth games from time to time, obviously, especially with that pit game, you're down 2-0 in the series. You're down 2-0 against TOX.
Yeah.
Not a squad you want to have your back against the wall against.
Snakebite, 17 kills there, and what is that, 8 or 9? I can't see, it's too small. There you go, nice, 9 deaths. I couldn't squint. 9 deaths. Snakebite is having such an excellent series, Walshy. He started with that amazing performance on Pit, the killing frenzy, just overall really leading the charge for his squad. Starts this game, gets a double immediately, assists I think in all 4 of those kills as soon as the game started. He has just been everywhere, and on top of that, he's leading this team to victory as their captain. Who's doing it better right now? Seriously.
Yeah, no, like just only looking at the stat line, you can't deny that Snakebite has been doing the most work, but even when we've gone from his POV, we've noticed him getting crucial kills, making the moves he needs to for the squad. So yeah, just stepping it up when you want it the most.
Just been such a great showing for TOX, but let's look at some of the replays from Game 2, brought to you by Skillshot. This is what I was mentioning before. That start that was so pivotal for Snakebite, really just set the tone, got 2 kills, a double right away, assisted in all of these kills. He ends up following up another one on Commonly, and then that player who dropped down, that was the assist on the 4th one. He was putting shots in everyone. We mentioned that Shele had that sniper rifle. He needed to be that playmaker. And then even as this play unfolded, we questioned, well, TOX is going after this one very early, but they did so, and it paid off in spades for them. That leads to an even bigger lead that they start to develop. And TOX, they were just in the driver's seat the entire time. They never looked back, and that's why they came out with that 50-37 victory.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever really much of a situation where TOX were ever out of control or didn't at least have some sort of control on the top of the map, because there's usually the way a Construct Team Slayer plays out, at some point usually one team gets full top control. They get control of all 3 lifts, and the other team is all stuck on the bottom map. But I don't think that ever happened to TOX. I'm pretty sure they never got fully excluded off the top portion of the map. They at least had they'd have some players die, but they'd still have control of gold lift, or they'd still have control of closed lift, which is always nice, because that's the toughest part to get, is to get at least 1 or 2 players up top first. Once you have that, the rest is easy, because then you can lift up other ones at any point when you
have a safe spot. Yeah, you have a safe spot in the map.
You have a safe spot to go there, or you can also safely lift up, sometimes on the opposing lift, with a distraction from lobby. Yeah,
just TOX are consistently putting themselves in positions where they're not threatened, and they do so in such a way that a lot of teams just goes unnoticed, right? Denial, they're they're looking for them. They're looking to just wipe them off of that top area, but they can't because TOX, they're just so shifty, so crafty in how they play. But let's look at the series layout now for this as TOX is up 2-0. We had a great start to this series. Pitt captured the flag in game 1. That was a 3-2 scoreline. Then Construct Slayer 50-37 to TOX once again. Can Denial bring it back? Now they have to make a reverse sweep happen here, and this is going to be very difficult because Guardian Oddball, it's a setup man's dream. You just set up, you got a couple areas in the map you can hold down, you just get points, and TOX, they've been doing that so well.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, how they've just been so comfortable during those setup times, and yeah, Guardian of the two different style objective games, whether it's like Guardian Oddball or Construct King of the Hill, Guardian is by far the more setup-based one. So I think what we'll really tell throughout this game is if Denial can either keep the pace up, keep it more of a neutral game where each team has a couple members down, I could see them thriving in a situation like that. But if TOX are able to get all 4 members of Denial down and get set up, TOX is in for some hurting.
Yeah, you get large chunks of time on Guardian, and if you're not careful. So Denial, they're going to need to look out for that. Although there are some instances where you have games like what we saw Reciprocity Elevate that was just really like insane. Just no one was really building any kind of time.
If it plays out like that, I feel like Denial will actually be in really good shape if it goes back and forth like that, where both teams just kind of, neither team is getting a full sort of setup or control. I think Denial will be in a great position to scrap up some time and potentially get some good play balls. So we'll have to see if that plays out that way.
Call the gardener, because Shele is over here cutting the trees down with those sniper rifle bullets. Jeez Louise. Great play from him at the start of this one. Still, though, no one has been able to obtain the objective, the oddball that's sitting right at the middle of the map. Commonly's getting some pressure here on the snipe side, and Shele's just looking to help his squad members out in any way he possibly can. There is going to be a guy up here with that Mauler, and the Mauler does so much damage, and now it's TOX starting to push. Shele needs to move this sniper around and not give it to TOX, and he's waiting for this player, and I'm sure he wants to take that nade back because that could have potentially been a stick. It could have just done some damage. Anything, really, the little details here is what you're going to look out for. But a big kill there on Lethul. Now it's going to put this player in the back, but Shele still alive and cannot get out of this.
I was just going to say, something feels a little awry when it comes over towards snipe side. There was no pressure from snipe side, and I felt like that entire time, obviously, Shele rotated away from snipe towards bottom center. So after a while, after Shele did not get shot in the back there, Shele was like, all right, I guess I can probably just go revert back over towards snipe side, and he did such a great job staying alive in bomb center and eventually going back towards snipe side. But yeah, it was a bit odd that you didn't have any member from TOX shooting in the back, because if they had that second angle, if they had a second angle from snipe side, I felt like all those players in bomb center were in big trouble.
Well, now we're starting to see some points here on the board, and that's going to be a kill onto Aries. Let's see. He's putting the hurt on him, and Commonly, he's going to get the kill on APG. Commonly looking to follow up. A Lethul starting to put points on the board for TOX. 22 points and counting here. Every second he holds that ball, it's a point added for this team. Let's go to Eco, who also has just been so good in St. Louis, so good for this team. He's filling in that World 2 role very well, and it's been working. Everything that they've been putting together, it's been working.
And look at the setup here we got from TOX. They have blue-gold set up, but then they also have APG over at green. This is going to make Denial have to deal with APG before they can make any sort of push. Otherwise, she's going to receive too many shots in the back. So I expect some pressure to come through bottom center or from elbow. And it looks like Shele's a bit unaware based on that spawn they just got, that there was still someone over at green.
Well, they did what you needed them to do, Walshy, which was get rid of APG on green, and they sent two players.
Step.
Oh, Snakebite saw the glimmer of the shields. He smelled blood, and he was thirsty. He managed to pick that up, gets the kill on Aries as well.
Yeah, and this is just a massive chunk of time from this TOX setup. So we're going to see actually if TOX decides just to continue to hold these two spots. Generally, when you do have blue gold, you just hold those indefinitely, and then you hope for some sort of split spawn, and then you kind of you can revert from there. But it looks like they are stuck every sort of corner.
He did not play that ball.
He was trying to get that play ball, but now it looks like Denial are going to be able to send this ball over towards snipe and get their own snipe setup.
Well, now that they have control, I want to listen in with Denial to see how they're going to do this, how they're going to come back into this game and Guardian ball. Let's go and listen in with them.
Bro, 2 guys gold on me. I got mollered. They have snipers. Sniping top gold. They could go top. Gold. One's going top blue there.
2 top blue, one's going barrel. 3 top blue. 3 top blue.
Still hiding here, guys.
Yeah.
Blue rank coming down.
Blue window, semi blue window, careful.
Trying to watch snipe blips.
Alright guys.
Snakebite's one shot, blue round.
Might be low. One's low for sure in top gold.
Bottom low.
I got one.
Guys.
That's
Top middle tree, lethal.
Bottom mid also, 2 guys on me.
Bottom tree, and I got snipe from gold.
Camel's up.
Bottom tree, weak, lethal on Tammy. One hit bottom tree, 2 there.
One shot.
They have camo, top camo right now.
Live, your last 2.
Milk. I'm watching your elbow for you.
Make sure we play that. Elbow now,
Elbow now, APG, one shot.
And top mid 2
APG, one shot, elbow.
top mid 2 has 2.
Lethal's weak, 2 there. Eco and lethal are weak there. One is camo running around still.
Yeah, they have sniper camo.
I got it, enemies. That's S1 ramp going S2.
Bottom tree, 1 hit APG.
S1.
Camo's bottom tree as well, 2 bottom elbow.
Still sitting S1.
Still bottom elbow, 2 of them. One bottom tree.
S1.
Ramp. All guys, shot.
Getting shot from blue window, guys.
I hear you, blue window.
One shot blue window, eco.
Blue ramp.
Top mid timing, going green.
Green lights in S2.
Really weak, bottom green,
That's
Shele.
three,
One blue on me still.
So S3 and bottom middle, Snakebite.
Engage him, guys.
Bottom middle weak. Dude, he knows he's got me. Still bottom middle green.
Play it if you need to.
And elbow to you, Shele.
2 bottom mid, guys.
2 bottom middle, S1 weak.
2 1 shot.
Go ahead,
Bro.
Your last guy, S3.
2 S1, Corey.
I'm coming top blue, don't die.
Let's go.
Hit him ball, lethal.
Up right now.
Top mid, wait.
Top mid really weak.
Alright, let's milk our lives better.
Nice. Last guy's eco.
Go get blue control.
I don't know where
I
they're
don't see anything, it's snipe.
Green, guys.
I'm looking green.
2 green. They're lifting, guys.
I need a green. I hear you.
Behind you.
APG's weak and green. APG's
Watch
weak
these
and green.
lifters.
Sniper's up.
Top camo, 1 hit dead.
Bottom green weak, lethal.
Getting naded, dude.
I'm one shot.
Bottom green, kill me. And elbow.
I went low.
Elbow to high, elbow to S2.
One's one green, still lethal.
Top green and
Still getting
S2.
nated, bro.
One shot green, lethal.
S1 weak.
Sniper's up still.
I spawn blue.
I'm gonna lift healthy.
2 S1. 3 S1. 3. 3
One's
at green.
green.
They have a mauler there.
S3 behind you, Snakebite.
One shot bottom green.
And Snakebite, no one S2 on me.
That's something out.
So
That's
let's
something
do-
out.
Nice. Alright, we're 4 dead.
Gonna be top mid.
Yeah, right now on
Mid,
ball.
and one's at
Going
green.
gold.
One might spawn on us, guys.
I have a shot.
They might spawn gold. The guy we just killed
Yeah,
might
he
spawn
could be gold. He could be gold.
Probably
Give us
did.
camo, guys, and we can play with that.
Probably spawn.
Bottom gold weak.
Denial have managed to get points on the board, but it's not enough for a lead. TOX continues to control this game. Now with TOX in control of the oddball, I want to hear what TOX's communication is going to sound like. So let's go over to TOX for a listen-in.
Elbow side S2.
Top green. Got me, hit me.
S3.
I'm gonna die.
Good nade though, good nade though. Try to milk. We can maybe lift.
Always down S1 PJ.
Yeah, weak, there's guys top mid, I think.
Top gold, top mid, and bottom green. Push snipe.
Watch out, Shele.
Top mid, shot camo. Top mid, weak top mid. Really weak top mid. And top camo. Top camo.
Yeah, snipe lights, yeah, I didn't know where. I got a nade on him, he's S2. Oh, S going S3 ramp. One's at camo, straight. Only. One's blue ramp, Yeah, that's a spawner.
Slow down a little bit here.
Yep.
He's top blue.
Yo, camo on me, guys. I got spawn beat down. I camo. Top gold. He's I got death cam on gold. He's just sitting on the left. Yeah. Spawn blue. He went back to camo. Yeah, he went back to camo.
I killed the guy behind us.
Yo, I spawned a snipe.
Shele's one hit top mid.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is there no one to snipe on me? Yeah.
Looking TJ. I shot.
Ball carrier, last guy. Get new. I can't. I'm at snipe. Okay. I got it. Blue.
Nice melt. Shele one hit. Nice,
Got him.
guys.
Watch him bottom in. Could be hopefully not green.
I think they're in blue.
Yeah, they are there. Yo, gold to me. I'm one shot.
Top blue is trying to go top mid. Everyone needs to live right now. Top blue in the window. 36.
2 top gold.
2 top gold. 3 gold. Careful.
I'm absolute. Oh my god, these nades.
Already played. They're top mid. Already on top mid. 2 top mid. 2 snipes. Or green. And 1 top blue weak. One right next to you, Kevin. Right to your left.
Still blue door?
Ready. Yeah, blue door.
Top green now. Last bottom middle. Bottom elbow. Green side and the top mid. Last
Nice, Brad.
On the stop. Behind the stop. Behind the stop. He's one shot. Bottom green. Guys, look right spawn. Guys, to the right. I can't see him. I don't have any.
Guys,
They're gonna snipe flip. Kevin,
46.
They did.
One of them.
Kevin, you hear me?
Top mid, Shele. And 2 snipe lifted. Dead, yo, get balls.
Yeah, I am.
I can't play it.
46 camo, guys.
Right there. You elbow.
We're contesting camo when we spawn. 46.
Right behind you.
Get a PJ. I came
Up now.
Top green now. Yeah, top mid on ball. And one's top green might go top mid.
Top mid 2.
Yeah, 2 top mid. Yeah, we have taking it.
Nice, guys.
You got it to green. Oh, he's weak. He can't get it.
How many are dead? One.
He's on the stump. Elbow stump.
High elbow.
He's going S1.
Shele's weak. However.
Okay, let's get ready to go here. Yep, we're going.
Bottom green weak commonly. I'm leaving that guy.
Sniper dead.
Yeah, low elbow and bottom green. Two of them. And one gold. To your right, PJ, to your right.
Yep.
Top mid, Shele, weak, 3 shots.
Stay alive, Kevin. You got help. Bottom green behind you.
Yep.
Stay alive, PJ.
I can look bottom mid.
Good job, good job.
Yep.
Weapons
Weapons on bottom green. Weapons on bottom green. He's bottom green on the right. Bottom green on the right, Kev.
Stay alive, stay alive.
All reset. One hit on Kevin bottom green. I think. I don't know.
So there's Aries,
Watch it.
He's up on the, yeah, he's absolutely top green, guys.
Looking.
I can't see them.
One does a camo.
Oh, yeah, top left.
Both in here, guys.
How many dead?
Two blue, one.
One.
Back up.
Are they looking?
No.
Okay.
I'm dead. Top mid or something.
Two blue, one green.
Jelly, yeah, one shot. Jelly backed up. And one's at sniper. I'm absolutely.
Just live here.
Shelly went top mid. Yeah, top mid.
Top mid Aries, challenge on it.
Straight take one at top blue.
Nice.
On me, elbow. Lift to a side.
Yeah, lift it camo.
Melt.
S1.
Nice, guys.
S2. Yep. S2.
Right, player
I help sniper. Stay alive.
Just live,
And then
Nice,
I don't know.
good shit,
I don't know other guys.
Top gold, top gold.
Keep
It's
this
gonna
up,
be a
guys.
snipe. I'm gonna die. I got a snipe. Live worry about ball.
Fuck.
Could be green.
H up right now and then one win.
Yeah, one bottom green.
Yep.
Two bottom green. A sniper bottom green actually. And there's a guy top. Yeah, S2. Yes, play it. S2 on you, Brad. OS.
PJ, go top, man.
Yeah, at camo or at top green. Two green.
45 camo.
Wait, two green. Yep.
They have snipe bottom green as well.
Both wings. Yo, watch my blue.
One to low elbow.
Stop.
I got one.
Yeah, I got you.
Snipes all. I think snipe all.
I went low.
Well, certainly a tale of two listenings there, Dave. You have TOX who are constantly calm, whereas the Nile, a little bit more frantic in their communication.
Yeah, you can definitely tell some of the panic in some cases and how it can backfire. I remember after Straight Stick getting that triple kill, they somehow still gave up a death from green to blue in that one-on-one situation where Lethul is just the last one alive, and it's like that's a long-range fight that you should not be giving up a death in. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with just chaos and players not understanding the state of the game.
Well, Kamali now has this camouflage right at the middle of the map, and they just want to start making some moves, start making some plays. Shele does get around that corner after getting pelted by a nade, and that is going to make sure that the ball is being held. And you have by green, and you have like only a few different like plays here, right? You can play on blue side with blue gold, which was what we saw TOX do at the beginning of the game. Then a lot of teams like to bring it over here to green. Lots of angles to look at, lots of vantage points that you can gain, but you also got to hold down that snipe side, and you need to be able to protect your teammates.
Yeah, green / snipe setup. You have a couple options. Like a lot of players like to hold over at snipe or towards the top side of the bridge closest to snipe, or the other option is bring it towards green. Green's a pretty safe spot because you can pivot yourself towards the bottom of that tree stump and avoid a lot of grenades. And you also just have so many options of when you want to play bullet. You can actually even hold your own. Even when someone gets first shot at you from bottom middle, you can kind of peek out in and out from that stump where Eco currently is. You also have access to a couple frag grenades around there. So, like I said, you're in a pretty safe spot even when down a shot against other players.
It's all about playing the angles and knowing what you have around you. 160 points, 96 TOX. They got the lead. They never looked back. And Eco, he's just giving them information with that ball, and he's poking out just a tad. Player was actually shooting him. I believe that was going to be from that camo side.
And he just has so much, once again, has so much nade avoidance right here from bottom green. Whereas if he was getting closer to like 2 shots, 1 shot over at snipe side,
yeah,
you would have so much fear. Grenades could fly up from top blue or from top gold and finish you off. The other really pivotal spot that you saw Eco get up to is at the bottom of that stump. Once again, is you can edge on up to a position actually where you can't be shot from blue, you can't be shot from camo, and you can't really be hit from nades effectively. If a nade does hit you, it's going to do minimal amounts of damage. So it's one of those perfect spots where you can just poke in and out of there. 1, to scope out where players are coming from, and then 2, you can go back to there for safety.
Can we talk about that play from Snakebite, man? That was such a great play. He got that. The player was weak, so he went in there and meleeed him. Now, a lot of players with camo, they'll probably like try and push in and get the double kill immediately, but instead Snakebite, he drops back around to that camo ledge and then goes to the mid and assists a teammate that is being shot from that blue ramp down, and then continues to follow through with some more assistance. It's those plays right there that really just set TOX apart from the rest of the pack, and that's why the score is 220-96. They just navigate the map so well, Dave.
A lot of textbook camo play there too. Very, very well executed from Snakebite's play there. One main part about relocating with camo is just when in doubt, if you just move to a new spot, it makes our team panic. they are still wasting time looking for you, looking at the last place you're at in the hopes that they can pick you off.
Yeah, and you're just hoping that you find someone there, but it's going to be 2:28.96, 1 minute 21 seconds left on the clock, and TOX there in a brilliant position not to be challenged. A nice little lineup there with the no scope, courtesy of Lethul. And he will have the ball now, continuing to hold here by green. They started the match in that gold-blue setup, then they went with that snipe green setup. It's been wonderfully executed no matter what it is, a killing spree for Lethul, and they're just having the times of their lives here because they know that they have full control of this game.
Yeah, and it's just been mathematically impossible for quite some time, so these players are just kind of just, you know, at this point, Shele's kind of come to the realization that, hey, at this point I can either give up a few more deaths or go around and shoot some players, but at this point the game has been absolutely impossible. So there's going to be 250 points to 96, and that one was the biggest deficit we've seen.